Good morning everyone! Welcome sa panibago nating lesson about gamification, Lesson 16, Strategy 8. This time, i-discuss namin kung ano o sino itong si gamification. So without further ado, let's get this lesson started. First, what is gamification? In this page, we can see a picture showing gamification with slashes to reward, learning, goal, organizational productivity, achievement, challenge, skill, user engagement. Gamification is described as the process of applying game-related principles, particularly to those relating to users' experience and engagement, to non-game contexts such as education, by David of 2016. So during a statement, klaro kaayo nga, it is a process of adding games or game-related to something parehaan ng mga task nato sa eskwelahan nga. Feel nato katugon ka adjutala. Pinasa oras nga mo balik ka gikan paniud to nga. Like, imbis nga magpahuway ka, hindi matupa ka, pero kailangan ka musod sa klase kay na i-discuss si ma'am. So why not nga mag-apply ta og gamification as a strategy to encourage the learners or the users to participate. Pero once nga mag-conduct ta og activity nga into a game, dapat related siya sa mga mo participate. Like, na-experience yan, kay mang nakoy nga na dapat na ay consideration from the learners or to the users. Dili kay ang teacher or ang leader ay mo-appreciate sa context ng imo ang activity. Ang gamification is about motivating and to engage. And of course, mag-apply ta gamification strategy, mabuo jud ang competition and the cooperation. Also, in gamification, it has 5 basic elements, which is points, badges, leaderboards, rules, and levels. Kini si points, it measures the user's achievement in relation to others. Ug moingon tag points mao ni ang ma-earn sa usa ka player once they are motivated nga moduwa. Or like for example, participate sa klase. Syempre, once mo participate natay mo earn na points. Next is badges. When we talk about badges, it is a form of rewards that symbolize achievement of a player or a learner. Like ing ani, mo ni ang atong ma-achieve or nag-symbolize nga kini ang atong reward nga nadawat. Or para sa eskwelahan, like honor ka, syempre og honor ka as a reward or the badges adto, mao to ang atong ma-receive nga medals. Next is leaderboards. Si leaderboards indicates who performs the best in a certain activity or recognized player by rank. Sa leaderboards, makita nato o kinsa joy mas ning angat sa usa ka activity. Like intahay og nagduwa. Syempre makita nato sa ranking o kinsay pinaka the best player or pinaka the best learner. So ang main purpose of leaderboard is to boost engagement. Next is rules. Rules are instructions to make users play correctly. So gamit sa rules nga atong gisunod, makaduwa ta og insakto and maiwasan nato ang mga dili dapat buhaton sa usa ka duwa or sa usa ka activity. Next is levels. Sa levels, these are the stages that you are going to look up. Either you are going up or go back down. It encourages users to progress and unlock for the new rewards for the next step. So let's proceed to the next page, which is gamification in education. Gamification in education or gamification in learning operates under the assumption that the kind of engagement that gamers experience with games can be translated to an educational context toward the goals of facilitating learning and influencing the students' behavior. Since gamers voluntarily spend countless hours playing and problem solving, researchers and educators have been exploring ways to harness video games power for motivation and apply it in the classroom. Though no, we all know that labi na karon nga generation nga kids are more prone to videos or mobile games rather than doing physical activities outside. Agkaron mas prefer pa nila og magsigirag duwa sud sa bahay, sud sa kwarto, di na mainitan, basta makaduwa sila og cellphone. Sington ras ka init sa panahon, dili na sa lihok. Ug karon nga online class, samot nagpakawalang bili sa activities. Activities nga maansiran ra og ting deadline na, especially sa mga modular students nga di bitaw mahibaw-an ni ma'am kay wa bitos ma'am diri mahibaw-an na ni ma'am nga nag-answer ko kay namo ko i-pass. So, why not kuno atong i-apply si gamification ni education? Knowing kids karon nga mga lihiro na sa mga cellphone, why not using mobile games to education? Since karon nga generation really loves to play video games, I have here an example of mobile games being applied in education or mobile app nga kasagaran ka gigamit sa mga estudyante. So, di ba, after doing that game or with this strategy, mas ma-encourage individually ang mga learners. Especially itong mga estudyanteng dali ra ma-distract labi na uping klase. Di ba naatay mga classmates sa una way back elementary or high school nga musod ra sa klase nga lutang or matug ra sa ingkuranan, like sa example ganina nga musod after lunch nga grabe katungkol mas lami jud matug lutang kay ang huna-huna wa sa klase na po tay mga classmates sa una nga di jud mamino ni ma'am kay magsigig chika, magsigig duwa, makikuhit-kuhit sa mga katapad, and makuha na sila what if ting absent na lamang ko kay laay mas ma'am. So why not applying this strategy to motivate students to participate and to gain social interactions? Yes, to social interactions kay di ba bisag dira ra nga app maka-gain ta og mga new friends or mga kailan na. And with that game, dapat ma-encourage ka individually nga. Dapat competitive ko, dapat mas mo cooperate ko para dili ko mauwawan, dapat na ako'y ma-earn nga points and na ako'y maambag. Malay natin, di ba, mao-jud ni ang pinaka-bet sa usa ka estudyante. Kay, unsaon man ang presence nimo sa sul sa usa ka classroom kung ang hunahuna nimo tuan sa bahay na niud to. Next is elements of a game. Ganina 5 basic elements. Karon, elements of a game, which is these are the several game elements in designing instruction. First is narrative. When it comes to narrative, mao ni ang kabuuan nga nagpakita sa mismong scenario as direct or exact showing the player's participation. In narratives, it allows the player to feel like he or she is being part of the game. Next is immediate feedback or advanced feedback. It can be good or in a negative way. Like for example, nagduwa ka at that moment as 5, then ningsud ka sa usa ka pultahan nga ning alarm. Then, syempre, ang kontra adto mahimong alerto. So, this is a feedback for you nga ningsud ka sa mali nga pultahan. In short, immediate feedback indicates you to look for more other options. Next is fun. And of course, og sa duwa, di jud mawa ang enjoyment or ang malinaw ta. Next is scaffolded learning with challenges that increase. It is structured assistance or guidance that helps someone to build confidence and push their limits to develop new skills and accomplish tasks. In short, a guided series of steps you provide to support your students. Next is mastery, for example, in the form of leveling up. It refers of having great skill at something or total dominance over something. Or parihaan ng kanunay ka makadaog sa duwa nga chess. Nagpakita na ka dito og mastery kay pro naman kaadyo ka. So, mas moangat or mo-proceed ka og dali sa next level. Next is progress indicators. For example, through points, badges, leaderboards, also called PBLs. During a part, it gives a player the possibility to compare his status in the game to other players and also to his previous performances. Labi na in terms of magpakita ay og points or score nga ilang na-earn. Next is social connection. It is about communication with the other gamers. Next is player control. It is the extent to which a player's action help to determine the outcome of the game. Next is rules and levels. Para sa ganina, rules are statements and directions that must be followed within a given game in order for it to be played correctly. While levels presents the new concepts and challenges to keep the player's interest high.
So now let's proceed to the next page, which is the benefits of gamification in education. So we have 5. First is the students feel ownership over their learning. So with the use of gamification, which always came up with efforts, self-exploration, and self-assessment in every student, every time the teacher provides game-based learning or any game-based activity, so with this, kani makahatag og confidence sa mga student about their growth of learning. Like for example, magpa-puzzle game ang teacher, then each students mag-isip dyan na sila og answer. Tas diha matrain ang ilang utok para maniguro sila or makaingon sila nga ay kung maka-answer ko ani bright na ko inana ba yan ang mga utok, especially sa mga kids na to nga mga estudyante po. So with this gamification, it helps students na makaingon sila silang kagalingon na nakatigo sila or nakarelate jud sila sa topic na gihatag sa teacher. So the next benefit of gamification in education is more or have more fun in the classroom. So expected naman dyan na if na ay games na dyan nilingaw. Mao na ganahan sa mga estudyante, especially in elementary. Kay if na ay games, lingaw jud kaayo ang environment sa room, no? So students being challenged in every game activities na ihatag sa teacher, especially sa generation karon, di lang through gadgets like apps nga ilang duwaon karon halos kanunay, mas ma-challenge pa jud na sila more on activities like ila yung kita ug mahatagan jud nila more efforts the way mo answer sila, the way maghatag og points ang teachers para ma-gain or ma-boost ang ilang confident nga maningkamot. So next, we have the third one, which is learning becomes visible to progress indicators. So, di ba, mailhan man jud nato mga atong students nakasabot ba sa atong gidiscuss or sa topic nga atong gitakol. Kay arang ka-participative kaayo ang mga students no. So, same ra pod when we use gamification. Kay with makahimang nota, kay makarelate jud ta maskin sa una nga kung mag-game related na gali ang atong mga teacher, always relate na to tanan. Makadali na ta makatubag, challenge ta kaayo which will boost or like atong panghunahuna nga maningkamot jud nga makatubag ta ani. Mantog ang atong mindset mas makasabot ta ug mas ang atong curiosity abot anang topic. Magamit jud nato ug mangita jud ta rason para maka-answer sa mga activity. So, as same rapod when we use gamification, asani sa makabenepisyo kay we know, baya sa mga students, labaw na sa primary or elementary na mas dali rabaya nila i-relate ang topic if pinaagi sa challenges or sa mga duwa. Then next, we have the student can explore different identities through different avatars and characters. So, student also love putting avatars sa ilang games, no? Dili jud na mawala sa ilang mga alias-alias or any character nga ilang ganahan nga maka-ingon sila nga kana sila anang duwa. And that's why mas maka-explore pa jud sila kay naa ba dyan na custom avatar nga sila magbuot ng silang kuan, ilang gamiton inana. So next, we have the last The students are often more comfortable in gaming environment. Yes, kani jud makaingon jud tag tinuod, no? Labaw na nato sa una, malingaw jud ta kung magpaduwa ang atong teacher nato. So labaw na karon, lahi ra jud kaysa una puzzle-puzzle, riddles, pinaunhan na irong tugtubag, tas kung maka-forward ka, nakay plus point, tas maunay maka-gain na tug kanang paningkamot sa tong kagaling sa una nga ay makatubag, dapat makatubag tayo na which is karon lahi na pod kay pinaagi na po application ila, social lang mga bata ron, but more gihapon ni same as game-based learning or gamification ang gamit kay by every activity sa room gihatagan og twist pinaagi og duwa. So let's proceed to the next page. So how to use gamification as a teaching strategy? So we have number 1, cognitive. It is game provide complex system of rules for the players to explore through active experimentation and discovery. More broadly stated, games guide the player through the mastery process and keep them engaged with potential difficult tasks by Coaster 2004. So one critical game design technique is to deliver concrete challenges that are perfectly tailored to the player's skills level, increasing the difficulty as the player's skill expand. Specific, moderately difficult, immediate goals are motivating for the learners. It is said by Luke 1991 and Bandura 1986, and these are precisely the shores that the games provided by G. 2000. So like sa nabasa na ako based on research na cognitive tasks are typically viewed as effortful, frustrating, and repetitive, which often leads to participant disengagement. This, in turn, may negatively impact data quality and or reduced intervention effects. However, maninig-ingon nga ang gamification may provide a possible solution. Kay, if game design featured can be incorporated into cognitive tasks without undermining their specific value, then the data quality, intervention effects, and the participant engagement may be improved. Next, we have emotional. Games invoke a range of powerful emotions, from curiosity to frustration to joy, by Lazaro 2004. So it is said that gamification offers a way of the students to refrain failure. It gives them the opportunity to try to learn, to understand, and master the lesson and the process. So it actually creates an environment in which effort, not mastery, is rewarded. The students, in turn, can learn to see failure as their opportunity to grow and become better, instead becoming helpless, fearful, and anxious. The student learn to look at failure as an important component of learning. So, di ba kini relatable dyan ni? Kaya mostly sa mga bata ron, plus, an palaban pa dyan sila karon, in which they always challenge themselves, labaw na kung mga duwa, kung mapili sila, maingon sila nga, di ko muundangan, di ko kapag. So, ilang gibutang sa ilang mindset, dapat na-challenge sila, dapat ilang ikuan, ilang emotional standard, nga di sila magpada sa ilang kapildi, kundi maningkamot po sila. O mao ni mga kuan sa mga bata, especially sa mga elementary, mga palaban, dyan na sila, dyan na sila pakansin. So next, we have social. Games allow players to try on new identities and rules, asking them to make in-game decisions from their new vantage point. Square 2006 and G 2008 and a well-designed gamification system can help players take one meaningful rules that are fruitfully for learning. So by making the development of new identify playful and rewarding it appropriately, and we can help the students think differently about their potential in school and what school might mean for them. Meanwhile, there are three main ways that gamification can be applied to learning environment. This includes adapting grades, changing the classroom language, and modifying the structure of school or the class. And modifying the structure of the class, in which the teacher may need to modify the classroom setups and the grading system whenever game are utilized in the school. So mao to ang tulo on how to use gamification as a teaching strategy. So next,
According to Loaiza, there are 10 best educational apps that use gamification for adults in 2019. First is TED-Ed, gamified educational app to create actionable video lessons. Si TED-Ed, it allows users to take any TED Talk, TED-Ed lessons, or educational video and easily create a lesson plan of customized questions and discussions. TED-Ed can distribute their lessons publicly or privately and track their impact on the world. In short, TED-Ed are lessons worth sharing. Next is Khan Academy, gamified educational app to learn anything for free forever. Khan Academy, it helps to improve cognitive development, critical thinking skills, and can be used in classroom to aid in engagement. Khan Academy used for. It offers practice exercises, instructional videos, and a personalized learning dashboards that empowers learners to study at their own space in and outside the classroom. Next is Coursera, an online learning platform that provides universal access to the world's best education from top universities. Si Coursera is a free app offers quick and easy access on course browsing, course catalog search, joining new and active courses, video downloading, and streaming. Also, Coursera are the courses to pursue your passions, advance your career, or simply explore a curiosity. Next is Udemy, gamified educational app for user-generated learning. Udemy is a platform that allows instructions to build online courses on their preferred topics. They can upload videos, PowerPoint presentation, PDFs, audio, and live classes to create courses. Next is Tiny Cards, gamified educational app for learning with flashcards. It is a brand new flashcards app from the team behind Duolingo, Tiny Cards, Big Fan. It has fun in terms of unlocking new levels and keeping your memory strength bar full while you learn.
Blinkist, gamified educational app for reading non-fiction book in just 15 minutes. So Blinkist is to give you a factual analysis of the core message of a book along with all its important points. Next, we have Memrise, gamified educational app to learn a language through locals. Next, the Solo Learn, a gamified educational app to learn how to code. Solo Learn, it is to teach you to code in a fun, free, bite-sized format. Learning on Solo Learn is completely free. Then, Musician, a gamified educational app for learning an instrument. It's a good musician education app that can help users learn how to play a musical instrument. The app also contains many video tutorials, but of course, you also need a musical instrument to learn how to play. It's hard to learn how to play the guitar if you don't have a guitar, diba? And lastly, we have Duolingo, a gamified educational app for learning a new language. It is fun, free app for learning, and user practice vocabulary, grammar and pronunciation using spaced repetition. Exercise can include reading translation, reading, speaking, comprehension, and short stories.
On the other hand, it is not good enough to gamify school because it is the next fad, or because we believe the students are motivated by points. We must know what problems we are trying to fix. Design system that fix those specific problems, develop ways of evaluating whether those fixes work, and sustain those fixes over time. So, sa kabuuan, dili gyapon angay nga kanunay ta mag-gamify sa atong learning environment. Maybe we can apply this strategy just to motivate and to enhance students' engagement. Kay kining strategy as gamifying our schools are known for and exist for a short period of time para lang ni mahikayat ang atong mga estudyante to participate and to love their studies. But we should focus to the problems that we are going to fix. Like pareha ng, yes, magsige tag duwa, yes, malingaw ang mga bata. Why not i-focus nato sila like the way nga naanad ta, like the way nga atong giagian as estudyante pa ta. For example, mag-exam ta. So, unsay buhaton sa mga bata? Dapat maingon nga, ma'am, magduwa na lamang ta, ma'am. Ma'am, dapat ipaagi sa duwa ang atong exam. No, we all know that exams are very serious. So, yes, naiduwa nga mga serious, pero dapat mag-focus ta sa problem nga atong gi-resolve. Dapat mag-conduct tag solutions as effective that last longer. Dili kay solutions with shorter validity.